Good day, Nigeria. Nigeria wakes up today to the somber news of the passing of Chief Imam Abdullahi Abubakar, a man whose name became synonymous with courage, compassion, and interfaith harmony. The revered religious leader from Bakin Ladi local government area of Plateau State has died at the age of 92, leaving behind a legacy that transcends religious boundaries and speaks to the very heart of what it means to be human in the face of unimaginable violence. Chief Imam Abubakar's story is one that many Nigerians remember vividly, though it dates back to 2018 when Plateau State was engulfed in devastating communal violence. During those dark days in June 2018, when armed attackers descended on several communities in Bakin Ladi, killing over 200 people in what became one of the deadliest episodes of farmer-herder conflicts in the region, this elderly imam made a decision that would forever define his character. As the violence raged and Christian villagers fled for their lives, Chief Imam Abubakar opened the doors of his home and mosque, sheltering over 260 Christians, including 60 children, from certain death. For several hours, while the killings continued outside, he stood as a human shield between the attackers and those seeking refuge, reportedly telling the assailants that they would have to kill him first before touching any of the people under his protection. This extraordinary act of bravery did not go unnoticed. The Imam's selfless intervention saved hundreds of lives and became a powerful symbol of hope during a period when Nigeria seemed to be tearing itself apart along religious and ethnic lines. His actions demonstrated that even in the darkest moments, humanity can prevail and that religious identity need not be a barrier to compassion and solidarity. The story resonated far beyond Nigeria's borders, earning him international recognition, including the Truman Reagan Medal of Freedom from the Victims of Communism Memorial Foundation in the United States, and being named to the Time 100 Most Influential People list in 2019. Now, as news of his death spreads across Nigeria and beyond, tributes have begun pouring in from all corners of the country. Religious leaders, government officials, and ordinary citizens are remembering a man who embodied the best of Nigerian values. The specifics of his passing are still emerging, with reports indicating that he died after a period of illness, though his spirit and legacy remain vibrant in the memories of those whose lives he touched. His death comes at a time when Nigeria continues to grapple with security challenges and occasional flares of communal tensions, making his example all the more relevant and necessary. What makes Chief Imam Abubakar's story particularly powerful is that it was not an isolated incident in his life. Those who knew him describe a man who consistently preached and practiced peaceful coexistence throughout his decades of religious leadership. He understood that the strength of any community lies not in its uniformity of beliefs, but in the respect and protection its members afford one another. His mosque was known as a place of learning and tolerance, where young people were taught that Islam calls for the protection of all human life, regardless of faith. The Christians he saved have often spoken about that harrowing day, recounting how they ran to his home, knowing that if anyone could protect them, it would be this man of faith. Some of them have maintained relationships with him over the years, visiting him and expressing gratitude for the gift of life he gave them. Many of those children who huddled in his compound in 2018 are now young adults, carrying forward the lesson that one person's courage can change everything, that one person standing up for what is right can inspire countless others to do the same. If you've been watching this video and finding value in learning about this remarkable man's life, I encourage you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss stories that matter, stories that remind us of the good that exists even in difficult times. As Nigeria mourns Chief Imam Abubakar, there are important conversations we must have as a nation. His life raises questions about how we treat our neighbors, how we respond to differences, and what kind of society we want to build. In a country as diverse as Nigeria, with over 250 ethnic groups and a roughly equal split between Muslims and Christians, along with practitioners of traditional religions, the potential for both conflict and cooperation exists in every community. Chief Imam Abubakar chose cooperation, chose love over hate, chose to see humans rather than labels. His choice should challenge each of us to examine our own hearts and actions. The circumstances surrounding the 2018 Plateau killings that brought the Imam into international spotlight remain a painful chapter in Nigeria's recent history. The violence was part of a broader pattern of farmer-herder conflicts that have claimed thousands of lives across Nigeria's Middle Belt region. These conflicts, often incorrectly simplified as purely religious, are actually complex issues involving competition for land and resources, climate change affecting grazing patterns, breakdown of traditional conflict resolution mechanisms, and unfortunately, criminal elements who exploit tensions for their own purposes. What Chief Imam Abubakar showed us is that ordinary people do not have to be pawns in these larger conflicts, that individuals can choose a different path. His funeral arrangements are expected to follow Islamic tradition, with burial taking place soon after death, and it is anticipated that thousands will gather to pay their respects to a man who proved that one life lived with purpose and principle can illuminate the path for generations to come. The communities of Plateau State, both Muslim and Christian, are expected to come together in mourning, a fitting tribute to a man who worked tirelessly to keep them together in life. As we reflect on Chief Imam Abubakar's remarkable journey from a simple religious leader in a small Nigerian town to an international symbol of courage and interfaith harmony, we are reminded that heroes often emerge from the most unexpected places. They are not always soldiers or politicians or celebrities. Sometimes they are elderly imams who simply refuse to let evil triumph, who stand in the gap and say, "Not today, not on my watch, not to these people." Nigeria has lost a giant, but his example lives on, challenging us to be better, to do better, to choose love when hate seems easier, to protect the vulnerable, even at great cost.